Welcome back to the deep dive.
Good to be here.
So today, we're doing something a little different. We're not really looking at a product itself.
Not directly, no.
We're looking at the process of how someone else vets an online vendor. We're dissecting a YouTube source that analyzed the website, selling something called the Moodie Intimacy Comfort Pillow.
Right, and the focus here is really on consumer transparency. How does the source try to figure out if an online shop is trustworthy?
Exactly. And the central claim is just wild. They said they checked 40 different elements to see if the vendor was legit.
40.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so let's just unpack that. If you check 40 different things, shouldn't the answer be, a firm yes or a firm no?
You would think so. And just a quick note for everyone, this is educational commentary, not medical advice.
Of course.
We're focusing purely on the methodology here. And what's fascinating is the sheer ambition of that claim, to look so deep into a site's technical structure.
I get that they're trying to give consumers a kind of technical shield, but 40 factors.
Yeah.
It almost sounds like they're just padding the number to sound impressive. What did they actually investigate?
Well, they listed several specific technical indicators, things they believed could flag a high-risk site.
Okay, like what?
The first was analyzing the site's hidden content detail.
Hidden content.
Yeah.
What does that even mean? Is that in the code?
Sort of, yeah. Checking metadata, maybe some back-end server fingerprints, looking for things that don't add up. Then they checked where the website hosting is located.
Ah, okay, that one makes sense. Because offshore or anonymous hosting can be a huge red flag.
It's a classic one, a total fly-by-night operations signal.
So they were looking at the site's technological backbone. What about its history?
Exactly. They analyzed the technology being used and looked at the site's location popularity, how many visitors it gets, where they're from.
And the age of the site.
That was a big one. They determined its domain age, which the source just called do. And a brand new domain is almost always a higher risk than one that's been around for years.
Okay, so we've got 40 technical factors covering everything from hidden server details to domain age.
Mm-hmm.
This whole process, it just sets a really high expectation for a clear conclusion.
It really does.
So after all that digging,
Yeah.
what was the actual verdict on the website's legitimacy?
This is where it gets really interesting. The picture they offered was surprisingly mixed, contradictory even. On one hand, based on all these metrics, they reported the product's overall trust score is good.
Okay, a good trust score. That sounds positive.
It does. But then when talking about the technical side of the service, the indication was that it might be an average website.
An average website. So that's a bit of a step down. That's already confusing.
Yeah.
What was the final summary?
The final conclusion, after putting it all together, was, and I'm quoting here, that the website appears to be a scam or legit website.
Wait, hold on. A scam or legit? So, it could be either one. After checking 40 factors, the answer is maybe.
That sentence right there is the whole story. It just perfectly shows how hard it is to boil down all these complex metrics into a simple answer for people.
Right. And if we connect this to the bigger picture for our listeners.
Well, when a source analyzes a product based only on technical data like server location or domain age.
And not on, say, ingredient transparency or the product claims or what actual customers are saying.
Exactly. You have to realize they're reviewing the platform's technical health, not necessarily the quality or truthfulness of the product on that platform. That scam or legit conclusion shows the real limitations of relying on technical data alone.
Which is probably why the source, at the end of it all, urged viewers to make a right conclusion on the basis of manual research.
It basically brings you right back to square one.
It does. All that technical work, and the advice is still, use your common sense and do your own homework.
Which I think raises a really important question. When we're trying to figure out if an online vendor is legitimate, how much value should we really place on these broad technical metrics?
Versus the direct first-hand verification of their customer service, their product claims, and their reputation.
That's the question.
Definitely something for you to ponder as you navigate the digital marketplace. That's all the time we have for this deep dive.